Good evening, Belize. It's Thursday and you're watching News 5. I'm Sabrina Daly. Tonight, developing news out of The Hague. The ICJ rules Guatemala cleared to intervene in the territorial standoff over the Sapodilla Keys, a decision rippling across the region. Also tonight, Foreign Minister Francis Fonseca pushing back, shutting down talk of any Budna prisoner swap. In the south, an unregistered oil tanker, its arrival shrouded in mystery, seized at Big Creek. Authorities demanding answers. Beyond our borders, Fonseca takes aim at the Feinstein Group, accusing them of mounting a smear campaign on the world stage. And Wild 501, the breathtaking work of photographer Carol Foster, and how her lens helped define Belize's wild beauty. All that and more straight ahead. News 5 starts now. Stay with us.
We believe technology shouldn't just be functional. It should make your home uniquely yours. Design your smart home with the full range of Samsung appliances and TVs. Equip your kitchen with smart and stylish fridges, advanced microwaves, and whisper quiet dishwashers, bringing smart living to the heart of your home. Make daily tasks simple with efficient smart washers, powerful dryers, or an all-in-one laundry hub that adapts to your lifestyle. Experience true-to-life colors and spot-on sound with the Samsung Q LED Smart TV. Connect all your spaces instantly with the Smart Thing app for seamless control wherever you go. Get all your Samsung products today with the peace of mind that only the 1-year warranty from the authorized distributor can give you. So stop by your favorite location and start designing your smart home today. Only at Cellular World.
Good evening and welcome back. A new wrinkle emerged today in the Sapodilla Keys dispute at the ICJ, this time bringing Guatemala into the room, though not to take sides as a full party. In a decision handed down today, the International Court of Justice ruled that Guatemala has a real and concrete legal interest in the outcome, noting that the islands overlap with claims it already placed before the ICJ in its own 2019 territorial case against Belize. This isn't a routine border drawing exercise. Unlike maritime disputes, where judges can simply adjust lines to avoid involving a third country, The Sapodilla Keys case demands a clear ruling on who actually owns the islands. And that's territory Belize, Honduras, and Guatemala, each laying claim to. Honduras tried to block Guatemala's participation, calling it an abuse of the World Court's process. But the ICJ wasn't convinced. In a unanimous decision, the judges said Guatemala met every requirement under Article 62 of the court statute, clearing the way for its intervention.
Having concluded that all the requirements under Article 62 of the statute and Article 81 of the Rules of Court are satisfied, the court does not accept the argument put forward by Honduras that the application for permission to intervene should be rejected on the ground that Guatemala has abused the process. In paragraph 78 of the judgment, the court observes that intervention as a non-party in relation to the scope of the case as a whole necessarily involves limitations of the rights of the intervener to be heard. The scope of an intervention by a non-party is thus circumscribed. The court recalls that Guatemala has sought permission to intervene to protect its legal interests in relation to the question of sovereignty over the Keys. In the present instance, therefore, Guatemala's intervention is to be limited to the issue of sovereignty over the Sapodilla Keys, Cayos Zapotillos, including fishing rights in the waters surrounding them. I shall now read out the operative part of the judgment. For these reasons, the court unanimously decides that the Republic of Guatemala is permitted to intervene as a non-party in the case pursuant to Article 62 of the statute.
The move adds new weight and new complexity to a case already steeped in history, geopolitics, and national pride. The Briceño administration is trying to steady nerves tonight after the International Court of Justice ruled that Guatemala can now intervene in the Sapodilla Keys case between Belize and Honduras. The move stirred unease among Belizeans already sensitive to Guatemala's historic territorial claims. But Foreign Minister Francis Fonseca says there's no need to panic. He explains that Belize didn't oppose Guatemala's participation. In fact, the government sees it as a strategic opportunity to wrap up all remaining territorial issues once and for all.
Yeah, I mean, not surprised at all. I mean, as you know, Belize offered no objections to Guatemala joining the case. So it was our legal team expected that that would be the result. And so we're not surprised at all. And, you know, in fact, the thinking of the legal team is that is in Belize's interest. That's our objective. We want the entirety of these matters to be resolved, and so Guatemala's involvement there will help to, you know, achieve that objective. Belize, in our submissions before the court, of course, we have asked that these matters be dealt with concurrently. We would hope that the substantive case with Guatemala would be dealt with, and then this case with Honduras as well. So that's entirely up to the court. They will determine that. Our legal team made submissions to the court. I would invite people to review those submissions. They were very clear about our position on this matter. We've thought it was in the interest of all the parties, and of course in the interest of Belize, that Guatemala join the case so that all these issues can be resolved once and for all definitively. So no surprise at all in terms of the decision. The Belizean people should not be excited about the fact that Guatemala has joined the case and the court has ruled that Guatemala can join the case. That was expected. And as I said, I believe that is in the interest of Belize's case moving forward.
Belize views Guatemala's entry not as a threat, but as a real opportunity to resolve every outstanding border issue permanently. Talk of bringing home imprisoned Belizean Joseph Budna is running into some real-world legal and diplomatic hurdles tonight after Prime Minister John Bersenio floated the idea of a possible prisoner swap with Guatemala. According to Foreign Minister Francis Fonseca, no such agreement exists between the two countries. And for now, the government's role remains limited to offering support through diplomatic channels whenever Budna reaches out.
Prime Minister mentioned a possible prisoner swap for Budna. How would that work in terms of foreign affairs relations with Guatemala?
Yeah, well, we do not have any prisoner exchange agreement or treaty between Belize and Guatemala. So there's no basis for us to have a prisoner swap. But we are, as I've said repeatedly, we are at the embassy in Guatemala in contact with Mr. Budna. We are there to provide support to him in any way that we can. So if he, asks us to do anything on his behalf in terms of reaching out to the Guatemalan government or the Guatemalan administration, then we will certainly do that. We will certainly do that.
Questions are mounting over the future of Belize's long-running partnership with the Cuban medical brigade. Prime Minister John Bersenio says his government is in sensitive talks with the United States while preparing to build Belize's own medical workforce. He notes the Cuban brigade was never meant to be permanent and points to the University of Belize's growing medical program as a key step toward training local doctors. Bersenio also pushed back on the opposition leader's call to maintain the Cuban arrangement. We look at where the discussions stand and what they could mean for Belize's health system.
Well, the leader of the opposition has the luxury to be where she is, and we expect that she's going to be there for a very long time. But we have to be realistic, we have to be pragmatic, we have to be able to see how best we can deal with these issues. We know the position of the U.S. government. So presently we are on some very delicate negotiations and discussions with the Americans, and to see what kind of hybrid program we can have in Belize.
Can Belizeans expect ultimately for the Cuban medical brigade to leave?
I don't think that's I'm in a position to answer that at this time.
What about discussions surrounding UB's medical program? Is that sort of being considered as a replacement for the Cuban medical brigade?
Well, remember, if you look back at history, the Cuban medical brigade was never something that would have been permanent. It's supposed to have been for a period of time and to allow countries to be able to catch up, to be able to provide their own doctors. At least this government had the foresight to start with a medical faculty here at UB, and I think if it's not this year, next year these students will start to go to KHMH to be able to do some practical, some practice in their different fields.
Growing worries tonight for the 28 Belizean medical students in Cuba as conditions on the island continue to deteriorate. The government of Belize says it's in constant contact with the group, many of whom are close to completing their studies, and reports no requests to return home so far. Still, Foreign Minister Francis Fonseca says contingency plans are ready should the situation take a turn for the worse.
We are in contact with our students almost on a daily basis through our embassy in Cuba, Ambassador Aldana. We have now about 28 students in Cuba. I think about 20 of them are nearing completion of their studies, so that's good. And really, so far, they have not expressed an interest in coming back to Belize. They're still hopeful that they will be able to complete their programs of study. We are there to support them. If they indicate to us, or if the Cuban government indicates to us that they believe it's in their interest to return to Belize, then we will facilitate that. So we are in constant communication with them, and whatever help and support they need, we are there to provide it.
For now, those students remain focused on finishing their studies, and the government says it's ready to step in the moment any of them need help. There's breaking news out of Ladyville this evening. A man is dead after a tragic incident near the Puma gas sometime around 5 p.m. Witnesses say he was run over and crushed by a bus, and emergency responders raced to the scene moments later. Details are still coming in, and our newsroom is working to confirm exactly what led to this fatal accident. Police remain on site, managing traffic and speaking with those who saw it happen. If you're traveling through that area, please use extreme caution. Traffic is slow moving and authorities are still processing the scene. We'll bring you updates as soon as we have them. Coming up, fertilizer prices are soaring. Tonight, the Prime Minister points to a global fuel spike as the culprit. How this surge could hit farmers at home.
Smart for everybody. Smart leading everything. Smart give you everything. Smart offer everything. Smart give you everything. North to the east and the south and the west. Smart are the best. Darling, double up my data and give me all the text. In fact, give me a plan for my family. Unlimited calls, so me like it. And Smart make everybody feel happy. Bringing people together, me want it now. Smart got love for everybody. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. More bundles, data plan. Me want my smartphone, internet in my hand. Call me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Smart. Stay connected. Stay happy.
Haven't updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
Fans are filling up the gyms to see exciting NEBL games. And this weekend, Week 5 showcase 3 mega matchups. On Friday night, the Belize City Defenders try to keep the Corozal Spartans winless with a must-win game to stay in the hunt for the 70K at the Belize Civic Center. Then on Saturday night, another mega showdown at the Belize Civic Center as the number 2 team, the Fighting Tiger Sharks, goes up against the rough and tough Downgrigger Dream Ballers in a war. And in Cayo at the Victor Galvez Stadium, who run the West as the rolling Cayo Western Ballers goes up against the Belma Pan Trojans. The NEBL girls giveaways along with the National Sports Council halftime $5,000 shooting challenge. So this weekend, make it another NEBL weekend, sponsored by the Government of Belize.
Get your body sculpted with gym equipment and accessories from Benny's. Quality and savings.
Tomorrow on Open Your Eyes, we're bringing you stories that inform, inspire, and excite. On Open Your Eyes, we're turning up the volume where it matters by amplifying female voices on student councils, because leadership starts young and strong. Then it's your turn. Viewers share their thoughts on local news with real opinions, real conversations about a real Belize. And don't blink. Our hosts go head-to-head in the ultimate counting challenge. Fast, fun, and just a little chaotic. Join us at 6:30 a.m. and start your morning right. Only on Open Your Eyes.
Social Security Board's new whistleblower reporting system makes it easy and confidential to speak up by reporting misuse of the Social Security services and benefits, including fraud, misconduct, false claims, and more. If you know of any unethical or illegal activity relating to SSB benefits, claims, or personnel, go to ssbspeakup.integrityline.com or use our toll-free hotline 0800-SPEAK-UP, 0800-773-2587. This confidential reporting system is a way for you to report concerns or incidents privately without fear of reprisal. Your submission is confidential and anonymous. The Social Security Board is committed to providing a secure, confidential medium for whistleblowing that promotes organizational accountability and enhances public confidence in our services.
With the national budget debate just days away, Prime Minister John Briceño is already setting the tone, promising a 3-day showcase of what he says are his administration's biggest wins across the country. He expects his ministers to use the House floor to outline what he calls tremendous work happening in every sector, from infrastructure to social programs. But Briceño is also bracing for political clashes, signaling that he'll be ready to counter any attempts made by the opposition, as he puts it, twisting the truth, once debate begins on March 23rd.
Well, I do expect that every minister will be able to stand up and speak about the work that they're doing within their ministries. And of course, if the opposition were to say something that they're twisting the truths of their work, obviously they have to counter and to answer back. But I do expect that it's a wonderful opportunity for them to highlight the tremendous work that we do, be it in agriculture, be it in the economy, be it in health, education, be it we work with our BDF and our soldiers, our police officers. There's so much work that we're doing, infrastructure development. A young lady was just thanking me because we're paving the road that goes through Billy White from Spanish Lookout all the way to San Ignacio and Santa Elena. These projects transform lives. They make their lives so much easier. And the expansion of electricity. We've just put electricity in San Carlos and in Fairborn, that they had never had electricity. And we're doing that, also expanding more electricity systems in the Toledo district. So we're doing tremendous work that has a direct impact in the lives of our people.
Shifting from the national budget, we turn now to agriculture, where production costs are poised to climb sharply. Rising fertilizer prices are putting new pressure on Belize's farmers. And tonight, Prime Minister John Briceño is pointing to global fuel costs as the driving force behind the spike, something he says the country has little power to control. Briceño explains that anything tied to oil will continue getting more expensive, leaving Belize to manage a problem it didn't create, while still finding ways to support both farmers and consumers.
Well, we know all of that. Everything that has to do with oil is going to go up. As it is right now, we can just hope and pray that this war can come to an end very quickly so that then things can stabilize. The prices are going to go up. There's nothing we can do about it, and we have to just try to see how best we can operate it in a situation that we did not create and a situation that we can't control. We're a small player, and so we need to be able to find that balance to be able to help our farmers and our citizens.
In southern Belize, a cloud of mystery is hanging over an oil tanker that suddenly appeared at the Big Creek port this week. No warning, no explanation, just a ship that seemed to come out of thin air. The vessel, Humilde Viajero, docked with roughly 50,000 gallons of diesel on board, but not a shred of legitimate paperwork. Tonight, the government has seized the ship, and investigators are scrambling to figure out how it slipped into Belizean waters and why even the captain couldn't explain where the fuel came from. With multiple agencies now digging for answers, the big questions remain. What was the tanker doing here, and who's really behind it?
What we have said that we have seized that tanker, and whosoever is responsible for that tanker will have to answer in a court of law. And if necessary, we're going to seize those 50,000 gallons of diesel to put to use for. We're going to sell it to Puma and to be able to help us a little bit with the challenges that we're facing.
What's the challenges they're facing to clear the tanker?
Well, from what it seems, and I have to be careful because that will end up in court, this tanker just showed up. There was no documentation. I'm told even the captain said he didn't know what they had there, and no invoice, no nothing. And then all of a sudden some paper come up. So we're doing a full investigation. We have the Attorney General's Ministry working with DOE, working with the Customs Department to ensure that if there was anything that was done unbecoming or anything that was being done illegally, that we're going to deal with it to the full extent of the law.
Officials say anyone linked to the mystery tanker will face the courts as they work to uncover who sent it and why it slipped into Belizean waters without warning. On the diplomatic front, Belize is challenging Washington's claims after a U.S. lawmaker questioned the country's investment climate over the long-running Stake Bank cruise port dispute. What started as a private business feud has now pulled in international attention, prompting quiet diplomatic back and forth. Foreign Minister Francis Fonseca says Belize has already answered both U.S. officials, stressing that the case is tied up in court and that government stands ready to clear up any concerns.
We have also responded directly to both Chairman Mas and to Secretary Rubio, setting out in great detail our response to the letter that was sent by Mas to Rubio. And we're following up on many different fronts, both through our embassy in Washington and here with the U.S. Embassy here in Belize, providing information. The bottom line is that, that whole campaign that's taking place, is grounded in a private sector matter that's before the court, so we can't engage deeply into it. But as you all know, the court, it's going through the court process. The court determined that the acquisition was legal. That is being appealed, as Mr. Feinstein has a right to. That is being appealed, and that matter is now before the courts. So the courts will determine the outcome of that. So we are responding, and we have made it very clear to both the chairman of the Foreign Affairs House Committee and to Secretary Rubio that whatever information they require, we are prepared to provide.
And while the government maintains a formal diplomatic tone in its replies to Washington, Foreign Minister Francis Fonseca is being very direct about what he believes is fueling the controversy. He accuses members of the Feinstein Group of driving a negative, even dangerous smear campaign against Belize, even as he emphasizes that the government will keep handling the matter through the proper diplomatic channels.
We understand that it's clear, obviously, that the Feinstein Group has engaged lobbyists on their behalf. They are engaged in a very negative and I think dangerous campaign against their country, Belize. I find that very disappointing and in many ways disgusting. But we understand, we are dealing with it. We have to remain professional. We have to deal with it at a diplomatic level. And we're doing that. We're doing that in a responsible way, as I said, by responding point by point to every allegation they have made and making it very clear to the U.S. State Department and to the Congress that we are prepared to provide any information that they need so that they are satisfied that in fact the government of Belize is fully committed to the rule of law, fully committed to a good investment climate, fully committed to the independence of the judiciary. I think in terms of the letter, if you talk to people around the the U.S. Capitol. Those are standard types of letters that go out, when constituents come to people and ask for support on particular issues. So we view it in that light, but we're treating it with seriousness and we're treating it respectfully.
Fonseca says Belize will stay professional in its responses, even as he accuses the Feinstein Group of pushing a campaign he believes is harming the country. After the break at Eden High School, dream it, explore it, become it, jumps off the page and comes to life. How students are turning big ideas into real-world inspiration ahead. But first, here's tonight's weather forecast.
Bet and a Bet and Brothers a Bet, we've always proudly celebrated Women's Month. This year, we celebrate women keeping the balance at home, at work, and in their communities. That's why all March long, all women receive 15% off store-wide, from paints to plumbing and everything in between. Plus 30 to 65% off lots more deals on sale and clearance. With trusted experience, top quality products, and service that's second to none, we're here to support women every step of the way. Visit or call us today. Happy Women's Month from all of us at Bet and a Bet and Brothers a Bet, doing our part to balance the scales.
Rotavirus is a leading cause of severe watery diarrhea and vomiting in young children. It can lead to dangerous dehydration and hospital visits. The good news? The rotavirus vaccine is now available countrywide. It is given in drops at 2, 4, and 6 months of age. Protect your child. Visit your nearest health clinic today.
Your Belize City Council, in collaboration with the Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing, would like to update residents on the temporary traffic adjustments that will accompany the upcoming bridge infrastructure upgrades across our city. These major works, running through the 2026 to 2029 period, include the reconstruction of the Belcan Bridge and the Swing Bridge to improve long-term safety and city mobility. To help residents move safely and efficiently, here is the proposed flow of traffic. If you are coming into Belize City from the Philip Colson Highway, drivers are strongly encouraged to use the Chetumal Street Bridge as your main access route. This corridor is designated for highway traffic and heavy vehicles to reduce congestion in Midtown and downtown areas. If you are traveling toward the school zone along Princess Margaret Drive, this area remains accessible directly from the Philip Colson Highway. When traveling south to north through the Belcan Bridge area, traffic will flow one way only over the Evergreen Street Temporary Bridge crossing. Drivers should follow Central American Boulevard to Mahogany Street, continue onto Evergreen Street, and proceed to Philip Colson Highway, then toward Freetown Road. If you are traveling north to south toward downtown, make use of the temporary crossings from Hydes Lane. Traffic will flow one way from Queen Street to New Road into Hydes Lane, then through Regent Street West. Please note that the temporary crossings are designated to accommodate standard-sized vehicles and buses only. Heavy trucks and oversized vehicles will not be permitted to use this route and are advised to use the Chetumal Street Bridge or Bell China Bridge. Both the Bell China Bridge and Chetumal Street Bridge will remain open for two-way traffic and will serve as important relief routes for all commuters, including emergency access across the city. Residents should also plan travel carefully around peak congestion periods. Traffic is expected to be extremely busy between 6:30 to 8:30 a.m., 11:30 a.m. and 1:30 p.m., and 4:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Whenever possible, adjust travel times to avoid these peak windows. Parking restrictions along Evergreen Street and Hydes Lane will be in place to keep traffic flowing safely. Please follow all traffic signs and guidance from traffic officers. We understand that these adjustments will require patience. However, these temporary measures are necessary to deliver safer, stronger, and more resilient infrastructure for Belize City's future. Together, we will navigate this transition and build a better connected city. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, text, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio. 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
Eden High School buzzed with excitement on Wednesday as students traded their usual classes for a hands-on look at real career options. Greater Belize Media joined more than 24 businesses and organizations for a lively career day that sparked new ambitions. Under the theme, Dream It, Explore It, Become It, students moved from boot to boot, learning what it really takes to enter fields like journalism, policing, tailoring, and pastoral ministry. Each stop offered practical insight and real conversations that helped students picture their future. News 5's Paul Lopez brings the highlights in tonight's Belize on Real.
On Wednesday, Eden High School was buzzing as students got a first-hand look at the careers they've only imagined. Greater Belize Media joined more than 20 industry professionals for a lively career day that opened up a whole world of possibilities. From media and ministry to tailoring and policing, students explored a wide mix of professions, each one offering a glimpse into the futures waiting for Belize's next generation. It was a day of discovery, inspiration, and big dreams taking shape right before their eyes.
It's real learning in action. You know, I am so proud, extremely thankful, because 24 businesses and organizations accepted our invitation, and these kids are having an awesome time.
The theme for the career day was Dream It, Explore It, Become It.
I am excited to tell you already that several of the presenters that I've spoken to have said that the students are already expressing an interest in that career.
Journalists, we are storytellers. During Greater Belize Media's session, students got a clear look at what journalists do, the skills the job demands, and the path to building a career in media. How do I? How I do it, rejection. And the learning didn't stop at the Q&A. Students also got their moment in the spotlight with a mock live broadcast intro. Many of them stepped up to the mic with surprising confidence, showing off raw, natural talent that could easily grow into the real thing.
Good afternoon. My name is Princella Mai, and I am reporting to you live
from Eden High School in Santa Elena Town.
The theme for today is dream it, explore it, become it.
I dream of becoming a doctor one day.
I am reporting for Eden High School.
Reporting for Eden High School, I am Jennifer Humes.
As the day wrapped up, it was clear that the impact stretched far beyond presentations. Students left the event inspired. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
We shift now from Career Day to 7 standout welding and NDT students from St. Ignatius High School who just returned from a transformative trip to North Carolina. The 10-day field experience, heavily supported by STEM U Foundation, aims to strengthen Belize's technical talent by giving students, especially young women, hands-on industry exposure. We caught up with the group at the Philip Golson International Airport today, where they shared what the trip meant for their future in the field.
STEM U Foundation has been one of the biggest sponsors for this program or initiative. It's St. Ignatius High School students engaged in STEM, particularly welding and non-destructive testing. STEM U Foundation does a global exchange every year, and so this is the second year with St. Ignatius High School in the area of STEM. We left the country the 9th of March. We came back today, and we took 6 female students and 1 male. And as the chair of BAPS, I'm the chair of the Belize Association of Principals of Secondary Schools, I will in turn deliver my experience.
This experience has been very enlightening and empowering because when we went there, we saw a lot of women that are specialties in their field, and it encouraged me more yet to continue this study and maybe own my own business. When I was in second form, they just put in the new welding. So when I saw them doing their open day presentations, I got really inspired to do it as well.
A good experience because it encouraged us to know that we as women, as young girls, can contribute to the society as a welder. I didn't really know what I was getting into welding. I just saw this and I took it as an opportunity.
What's your thoughts on welding now?
Well, it's very interesting. I love the time, the patience and techniques you can use as a welder.
Their trip may be over, but the confidence and career drives these students brought home are only just beginning to take shape. A Belizean lens on the wild. How Carol Foster's Wild 501 captures the country's untamed beauty like never before. That story is coming up. But first, enjoy the sights and sounds from a school tour of our GBM studios.
Time to reflect, revive, and renew. Your Belize City Council invites you to an unforgettable free 2-day Holy Week Revival concert. Backed by powerful demand, the return of award-winning songwriter and worship leader, Sinach. Live in concert, bringing healing, hope, and encouragement through worship. Join us Tuesday, March 31st, 2026 and Wednesday, April 1st, 2026 from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Digi Park on Newtown Barracks. And that's not all. Joining us for the first time is award-winning Christian reggae band Christafari. Also featuring powerful performances from our local gospel ministries and more. Dunamis Worship, Centro Visión Misionero, Kings Park Church of the Nazarene Worship Team, Life Music from Life Church, Heavenlies, Wabagari Dance Group, and Alexander Evans on steel pan. Special thanks to all our partners whose support helps make this revival possible. So, bring your entire family and experience this powerful 2-day Holy Week revival concert in Belize City. Tuesday, March 31st and Wednesday, April 1st, 2026 at Digi Park on Newtown Barracks. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
Kite flying is fun, but it can also be dangerous. Fly kites safely by following these tips. Never use wire, metallic thread, or wire-reinforced strings. You could be electrocuted. Remember, even a safely built kite can cause a power outage if it gets caught in a power line. Always use paper, plastic, or wood to build kites. Never fly kites near power lines, in the path of traffic, aircrafts, or near highways. Always fly kites with a responsible adult, in open areas, in dry weather, and with clear visibility. Never attempt to remove your kite from a power line. Always call BEL at 0800-235-2273 if your kite gets caught in a power line. Belize Electricity Limited. We care about your safety. Over the past 5 years, Digi has invested more than $17 million to revolutionize Belize's digital future. Our advanced 4G LTE network and expanded fiber infrastructure have empowered vital road arteries, connected the farthest valleys and fertile farmlands, linked the bustling cities to the remote keys, and brought cutting-edge connectivity to schools, businesses, healthcare centers, and tourist destinations, fueling economic growth, enhancing education, and strengthening communities across the nation. By choosing Digi, you're leading Belize's digital transformation, bridging distances, opening opportunities, and empowering every corner of our beautiful country. Connect with Digi. Empower Belize.
The Belize Tax Service has been serving the country well since its inception. But like many tax administration systems worldwide, it faces new challenges that require modern solutions. The Semi-Autonomous Revenue Authority, SARA, will be established by legislation that will modernize how Belize administers taxes. Countries across our region, Jamaica, Barbados, and Guyana, have undertaken similar efforts at modernization, and we're using their experiences, successes, and challenges to design a SARA specific to our tax landscape. SARA will operate under the Ministry of Finance with an advisory board comprised of experts in finance, tax, law, and public administration who will provide sound guidance while maintaining the required oversight of public funds. SARA will provide the framework for modernizing tax administration, improving the way we serve taxpayers, and supporting Belize's development. A semi-autonomous revenue authority, SARA, will create opportunities for improving human resource management, accelerating digital transformation that reduces turnaround time and paperwork, and providing more responsive customer service while maintaining strict accountability standards. SARA, a progressive tax administration for a modern Belize.
For decades, Carol Foster has helped the world see Belize the way we do, through breathtaking images that celebrate the country's natural beauty. Now, her life's work is taking center stage in a new exhibition that not only showcases her photographs, but also the powerful stories behind them. News 5's Shane Williams has more.
For years, Carol Foster didn't just photograph Belize, she helped the world feel it. Her name became synonymous with vivid, soul-stirring images of the country's wild landscapes and the creatures that call them home. Alongside her late husband, Richard Foster, she turned a shared curiosity into a lifelong mission, telling Belize's story through the power of film and photography. But behind the award-winning documentaries and breathtaking shots is a much simpler beginning. Carol's instinctive pull towards the tropics, a desire to explore a place that would eventually become both her passion and her home.
When I met Richard, he told me all about Belize, and he said, I wanted to stay in the tropics. And when I saw Belize, I said, yes, that's where I'd like to stay. And then we were passionate about the nature and passionate about each other, so it worked out.
That passion would go on to shape a remarkable career that not only chronicled Belize's ecosystems, but also introduced them to audiences around the world. That passion led you to take Belize to the world, to show Belize to the world.
Yeah, so, we showed Belize to the world, and we went to many different places. So it was like a fairy tale.
Now, that lifelong passion is being showcased in Wild 501, an exhibition and archival project preserving decades of the Foster's storytelling and conservation work. Curator Gilvano Swayze says the exhibition not only celebrates their legacy, it keeps their influence alive for the next generation.
So we show one format that they had used, documenting nature, and show how it can fit in many different spaces of your life. Especially, I work a lot with schools and students. Sometimes they come to exhibits and it's just, that's nice, that's pretty. But I want it to be able for the science school class could come, the photography class or the painting class could come. These are subjects that they might want to capture. The history class, okay, look at how Belize's map has changed, where there are no conservation areas. The science class, look at the biodiversity, look at why animals are important, look at how the landscape has changed, and the mangrove forests, the protection of the different species. We actually, on the news, there's a big story with jaguars. They had captured a lot of beautiful images of jaguars, and where many of the animals started the Belize Zoo. Protection, laws being passed, and also an educational section. So there's so many different aspects.
Their influence extends beyond film. The couple also played a key role in the creation of the Belize Zoo to protect the very wildlife they documented.
For over 30 years, that wild heart has been beating in front of a lens held by two extraordinary people, Carol and Richard Foster. To many of you, the name Foster is synonymous with those breathtaking images that make us pause and realize just how lucky we are to call this land home.
And as Carol reflects on this latest milestone, there's one voice she wishes could be part of the moment. What would Richard think about today's presentation?
He would be so pleased. I wish he was here. But he would be so pleased that I'm doing this, and I'm giving it all back to the country. And it took me a while, but I got there.
A legacy built on love. Love between soulmates, love for nature, for storytelling, and for Belize, now living on for the world to see. Shane Williams reporting for News 5.
Fresh from a high-level parliamentary seminar in the United Kingdom, Deputy Speaker of the House, Marconi Leal, is looking to bring new ideas back home to strengthen Belize's legislative process. The training held under the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association brought together lawmakers from across the Commonwealth to exchange best practices on improving efficiency, transparency, and debate within national assemblies. Leal says one of the key takeaways is the growing use of technology, including artificial intelligence tools to help lawmakers better analyze and debate legislation. And he's now exploring how some of those ideas can be adapted for use in Belize's National Assembly.
It was more from that frame point of myself being the Deputy Speaker, having those conversations with different members of the Commonwealth to share and exchange ideas, to talk about the things that they do, what work, what doesn't work, how can we better build capacity within Parliament to make it more effective. And so there were key discussions around some of the tools that are being utilized to evolve technology and that it can be utilized. And one of the key things that jumped out on me, and we all talk about ChatGPT, but so many parliaments are utilizing different tools to summarize some of these bills and to look into key components of bills that are going out there that they would want to zoom in into to see how they can better debate these bills, challenge these bills, compare these bills to other bills across the Commonwealth, across the world.
And now how do we adapt some of these best practices?
We definitely adapt them. I'll be sitting with the Speaker and with the Clerk. Mr. Grant was there, who is a key member at the National Assembly. We'll be sitting down talking about some of the quick wins that we think that we have to consider for implementation. And then we go from there with some of the ideas that we come back with.
Leal says he'll now meet with the Speaker's team to decide which tech tools can be quickly put to work to make the National Assembly more efficient. In honor of Women's Month, the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat Belize is rolling out its 5th annual Women's Expo this weekend. An event designed to lift up women, celebrate small entrepreneurs, and offer a mix of free services and shopping that promises a relaxing, empowering day for everyone who walks through the door.
This Saturday, we're having our 5th annual Women's Month Expo. And we're going to be having like free services for the ladies, which include nail painting, hair braiding, henna. You could get your vitals checked as well as receive a free massage. So, and there's also going to be a kids zone. So while you're here shopping and getting your free services, you can leave your child on the side and we'll have that available. And we are going to have a few businesses as well, ladies. People selling soaps, purses, clothing, food, just to name a few. And it's going to be here at the Ahmadiyya Mosque on 1.5 miles Route Price Highway from 10 to 4. I'm encouraging all the ladies to come out and support these vendors. They're hardworking ladies. Some of them are single mothers who are trying to make ends meet. Some of them are new businesses that are trying to get their name out there. So we encourage all of you guys to come out and to get our free services, just to pamper yourself, just a day to feel like a woman again.
Organizers say it's a chance for women to unwind, support fellow entrepreneurs, and enjoy a day dedicated entirely to their well-being. Coming up, Taipei steps onto the global stage, strengthening international ties at the city's forum. We'll show you what it means for regional partnerships.
farmer ready to adopt climate-smart practices? The future of farming is resilient, sustainable, and profitable, and we're here to help you achieve just that. Whether cultivating half an acre or 200 acres, DFC offers affordable financing options and a matching grant up to $12,000 for Window 1 and up to $60,000 for Window 2 to help make your farm climate smart, withstand unpredictable weather patterns, and adopt practices that enhance productivity and efficiency. This program is ideal for farmers and cooperatives. Women farmers are highly encouraged to take advantage. Join us in creating a resilient and sustainable agricultural future for Belize. Apply now and take the next step towards a stronger, greener tomorrow.
In the heart of the Cayo district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easy for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
What happens when you step off the edge?
Too late to back out now.
He said I'm ready. No, I'm not. And land somewhere unexpected. Sometimes it breaks you open. Wild at root?
That is very bitter.
But sweet on the tongue. Where history calls out, and you answer with open arms. This isn't just a journey, it's across borders.
That was amazing!
That's me. My idea about I really need to get my ARA out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that works?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart Group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
Global leaders met in Taipei today to explore how AI can transform city life. As the city showcased its own tech ambitions and announced a new partnership with Dresden, Europe's semiconductor hub. Officials say the move strengthens Taipei's push to become a major AI center, building ties across the U.S., Europe, and the Americas. News 5's Benita Keme Palacio was there as Mayor Chiang Wanan laid out that vision.
From the US to Europe, Taipei is building a global innovation network. Through this partnership with Dresden, we will deepen collaboration in high-tech innovation, smart city governance, talent development, and youth exchange. In short, we are not just connecting cities, we are connecting ecosystems. I'm also glad to see friends here from Belmonte, Singapore, Dallas, Los Angeles, and many more. Thank you so much for being here. People often say AI is built on past data, but what we're doing here today is different. We're here to create new possibilities. We're not just hosting a forum, we're designing the future. As TSMC expands across the US and Europe, Taipei has welcomed something special, NVIDIA's first overseas headquarters. That's not just an investment, that's a vote of confidence in Taipei. Today, AI has become our common language across cities, across cultures. And Taipei is ready to be your partner, turning innovation into real impact. So let's make today count. Let's share ideas, spark new thinking, and build something meaningful. Thank you, and welcome to Taipei. Welcome to the future.
Belize was also part of the conversation at the International Cities Forum in Taipei, Taiwan. During his address, Pablo Kowich shared how technology is already making a difference back home in Belmopan for residents of the Garden City. He says these systems are improving efficiency, increasing transparency, and strengthening response times to better serve the people in his municipality.
In Belmopan, we're integrating digital tools to directly improve municipal management and service delivery. One example is our fleet management system, which is designed primarily as an internal operational tool for the council. This system allows designated managers to monitor municipal fleet operations, track performance, and improve the efficiency of services directly across departments. Complementing this internal system is our Clean City app, which is designed specifically for public engagement. Once residents sign in, they can receive notifications and view information related to waste management services in their area. This helps residents better understand service schedules and strengthen transparency in municipal operations. In addition, we're presently developing a GIS-based task management system, which incorporates citizen science for data collection. Through this approach, residents will be able to contribute information about issues within their communities, allowing municipal teams to map problems, prioritize responses, and track solutions more effectively. These types of systems help us reduce inefficiencies, improve response times, increase transparency, and strengthen data-driven decision-making.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.